Ladies and gentlemen, tonight I want you to take a moment and think about your life. Not just today, not just this year, but the sum of your hopes, dreams, struggles, and triumphs. Think about the moments that tested you, that pushed you to your limits, that demanded something from you that you didn't know you had. What is it that allows one person to rise after failure while another remains defeated? What is it that transforms ordinary people into heroes, innovators, and changemakers? What invisible force propels humanity forward, generation after generation, across the face of adversity and doubt? That force, my friends, is willpower. Willpower is the quiet engine behind every story of courage you admire, every innovation that changed the world, every life that refused to be defined by circumstance. It is the inner flame that burns even when the night is darkest. It is the voice that whispers, "Keep going. Don't stop. You are capable of more than you know." Tonight, I invite you to explore with me the incredible power that lives inside each of us. We will look at the science that explains it, the history that celebrates it, and the everyday lives where it quietly but profoundly shapes our world. We will discover not just what willpower is, but how to harness it, how to cultivate it, and how to wield it to create a life of meaning, achievement, and purpose. Take a deep breath, open your mind, and let us begin our journey into the force of willpower. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to close your eyes for a moment. Imagine a world where your dreams are not dependent on luck, talent, or the circumstances of your birth. Imagine a world where the only thing standing between you and the life you want is one force, one extraordinary force that lives inside every single human being. That force is willpower. Think about the stories you admire most. The first person who walked on the moon, the scientist who failed thousands of times before discovering a breakthrough, the parent who sacrifices sleep, comfort, and time just to give their child a chance. What do they all have in common? They share a secret ingredient, an unyielding, relentless, unstoppable drive. They share the force of willpower. Tonight, I want to take you on a journey, not just to define willpower, but to feel it, understand it, and discover how it can transform our lives, our communities, and even our world. Part 1, what is willpower? Let's begin with a simple question. What is willpower? Many people confuse willpower with stubbornness, discipline, or motivation. But these are only pieces of the puzzle. Motivation is the spark. It gets you started. Discipline is the engine that keeps you moving. But willpower is the bridge between intention and action. Willpower is the inner voice that whispers, "Keep going, even when it hurts. Keep going, even when you're tired. Keep going, even when no one is watching." Psychologists call it self-control or executive function. Neuroscientists know it as the prefrontal cortex's ability to regulate impulses and make rational decisions. But for all of us in the real world, willpower is what allows us to choose long-term gain over short-term comfort. Pause. Have you ever stayed up late studying, even when every bone in your body wanted to sleep? Have you ever skipped that extra slice of cake because you remembered your health goals? That, my friends, is willpower in action. And here's the thing, it's not fixed. Willpower is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. But if you exhaust it without rest, it weakens. Understanding that is the first step toward mastering it. Part 2, historical examples of willpower 10 to 20 min. History is filled with people whose willpower changed the course of humanity. Take Abraham Lincoln. Before he became the 16th president of the United States, Lincoln faced more failures than successes. He lost elections, faced business failures, and suffered personal heartbreak. But he never gave up. His willpower to persist, even in the darkest moments, led him to lead a nation through its most perilous times. Or Harriet Tubman, a woman who escaped slavery and risked her life to lead hundreds of others to freedom. Imagine the courage, the focus, the sheer force of will it took to keep moving forward when the stakes were life and death. Even in science, Thomas Edison failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb. When asked about his failures, he said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." That is willpower speaking, the refusal to quit, the ability to persist when failure seems permanent. Pause. These stories are not just inspirational, they are proof. Willpower is what transforms ordinary people into legends, and it doesn't require fame or fortune. It simply requires persistence, courage, and the willingness to act, even when the world doubts you. Part 3. The Science of Willpower, 20-30 Min. Let's turn from history to science. Modern research shows that willpower is not magic. It is measurable, trainable, and real. Studies in psychology reveal that our capacity for self-control can be strengthened, much like a muscle. Small acts of discipline, resisting a dessert, waking up early, practicing daily, build willpower over time. Neurologically, willpower is rooted in the prefrontal cortex, the part of our brain responsible for decision-making, focus, and impulse control. Each time you exercise willpower, your brain is literally rewiring itself, strengthening neural pathways that make it easier to act with discipline in the future. And here's a fascinating truth. Willpower is a finite resource, but it can be replenished. Sleep restores it. Mindfulness strengthens it. Even small victories boost it. Pause. So willpower is not something you either have or don't. It is a skill, a habit, and a muscle. And just like any muscle, it can carry you through challenges you once thought impossible. Part 4. Willpower in Everyday Life, 30-40 Min. Willpower is not only for historical figures or scientists. It is what ordinary people use to do extraordinary things every day. Think of a single parent juggling multiple jobs to provide for their children. Think of a student resisting distractions to study late into the night. Think of entrepreneurs who face repeated rejection but refuse to give up on their dream. Every act of persistence, every decision to keep moving forward is willpower in action. And the beauty of it is that it compounds. Small victories lead to bigger victories. Choosing to go for a run today makes it easier to choose it tomorrow. Saying no to a distraction today makes saying no tomorrow easier. Willpower is what allows you to transform ambition into achievement, dreams into reality, and setbacks into opportunities. Part 5. Overcoming adversity through willpower 40. Life will test you. It will push you to your limits. But here's the secret. Challenges do not define you. Your response does. Consider survivors of illness, poverty, or trauma. They rise not because life is easy. They rise because their willpower refuses to let them stay down. Willpower turns obstacles into opportunities, despair into hope, and failure into lessons. Pause. Think of your own life, the times you persisted when it would have been easier to quit. Those moments are the proof that the force of willpower lives inside you. Every time you rise despite doubt, every time you choose courage over fear, you are exercising a power more potent than circumstance. As we leave here tonight, I want you to remember this. Willpower is not just a tool, it is a way of life. It is the flame inside you that refuses to be extinguished, no matter the storm outside. Your willpower can carry you through heartbreak, failure, and doubt. It can help you achieve dreams you once thought impossible, and it can inspire others to discover the strength they didn't know they had. The question is not whether you have willpower. The question is whether you are willing to wield it, to act when it's hard, to persist when it's uncomfortable, to rise when the world tells you to sit down. Tonight, I challenge you. Harness the force within you, cultivate it, exercise it, and use it to create the life, the legacy, and the impact you were meant to have. The world is waiting for the force that only you can unleash. As we come to the end of our journey tonight, I want you to pause and reflect on everything we've explored: the science, the history, the everyday victories, the personal struggles, and the triumphs. Look back at your own life. Think of the moments when you persisted despite doubt, acted despite fear, and rose despite obstacles. Those moments, no matter how small, are the proof that the force of willpower lives inside you. Willpower is not a fleeting spark. It is a steady flame that can light the way through the darkest nights. It is the thread that connects dreams to reality, effort to achievement, and struggle to transformation. It is the engine that drives progress, the invisible hand that turns potential into greatness, the silent hero in every story of courage. Tonight, I challenge you to carry this understanding into your life. Harness your willpower like a muscle, train it, nurture it, and push it to new heights. Make choices that reflect your highest self. Persist when it's difficult. Stand tall when the world doubts you. And remember, Every act of will, no matter how small, builds a life that can leave a lasting impact on the people around you and the world you live in.